Hey, everybody. Blessings.
Oh, hello. Good evening. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So today on Within the Cauldron and Behind the Witch's Veil, we are talking to some really good friends of ours from the UK. It's at midnight over there, you guys, or 1 o'clock in the morning, so be nice to them.
That's early.
It's early. So please welcome Darkside Spirit Seekers. It's nice to have you, Michelle. Mark, thank you for coming on.
It's nice to be here. Thank you for having us again.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
We got some wonderful pictures to show you to the audience. And I just want to start out first on how did you guys become a paranormal team?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. That was quite a while ago. I had to think now. That's not like me. It was before me and Michelle got together. It was, about 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago. I'd just got into the paranormal. Well, not no longer since been into paranormal. I've been into it about a couple of years at that point. And I thought the people I was hanging around with, they didn't have a clue. They're all urban explorers like I used to be. So I put a call out on Facebook. Does anybody want to come on board and be a lead investigator for me? Because I didn't have a clue. I was, naive to it all. I need someone with experience to come forward and help me. And a couple of people was interested, but one was like 450 miles away. I thought, well, that's no good to me. It's and then obviously this person called Michelle answered my my call and said, I'm from Scunthorpe, which is about half an hour from where I used to live. Yeah, and she says, I'd be interested in coming on board and everything. Here's my link to my page. Have a look and see the evidence that I've got, and that's how it took off, really. We met up at the local asylum, which wasn't far away from here, and yeah, we hit it off ever since, and we've been doing it since then, haven't we? Really, and I wasn't called Darkside Spirit Seekers at that point. I was a different name. I think it was Discovering the Unknown. Sorry, and we said to Michelle, right, let's think of another name, and we just sort of Darkside Spirit Seekers. Because I thought, well, I don't like to call them ghosts. I like to be called spirits. We're seeking them, not hunting them. Because a hunt is a horrible word to use. And I thought, I was watching Star Wars at the time, so I thought, Darkside, and we put it all together. I thought, hey, and that's how it came, Darkside Spirit Seekers, and we've been together ever since.
Love it.
It's unique. It took ages to get the name because I put it into the domain. No, someone's already took that one. You can't have that one because it's very similar to that one. I thought, oh my god, and it took ages to get that name, and it stuck, and yeah. And then that's pretty much how we started off, and we started off with a small bag of equipment, and now we've got we started off with a small rucksack with about 4 or 5 items between us, and now we've got six boxes full of equipment. So it's and she still wants to buy more.
How many's on your team?
Sorry?
How many's on your team?
In total, I think including us two, I think it was 26 of us.
Wow.
Sorry, no, my bad, 28. I can't count.
Wow.
We're not all together all the time. Some was a bit further away than us, and it's we get together as often as we can. But yeah, in total, there's about 28 of us.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
Wow. We do, and the good thing about the team is, which I think makes it really dynamic, is we do all gel.
Mhm.
One of us has a weakness, that's the other person's strength, and we all complement each other. We have the same end game. We don't backstab, and it's one of the best. I've had one of the best teams I've ever had. It's wonderful. It's like you guys. It's fantastic.
Well, that's wonderful too, to have that many people and not have the drama. Like we've talked about that on previous podcasts, the paranormal, drama, unfortunately. So that's awesome to have 28 people and not have that backstabbing and no drama involved, which is wonderful.
I've told everybody, if you're going to backstab or you're going to bitch about things or you're going to, have clashes or whatever, I says, I don't want to don't be part of my team. I won't stand for it. I won't tolerate it. We're all here for the same thing. Be respectful. We can have difference of opinions. That's not a problem. I've got no problems with that. But anything else, you're off the team. It's as simple as, and we've all got the same goals, so it's happy days.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line. Everybody should work together so that they're able to come up with evidence, and it's not a competition, by any means of the imagination.
No, it's not. It's definitely not a competition. It's fun, and we, as I always say, all of us in our team investigate differently. We all do it differently. But so I think that's a good thing, because then you learn off each other. You learn, oh, I never thought of that one. Let's try it that way, and then I think that's how you grow as a team.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
unified concept. Wonderful.
Yeah. I've told everybody though that we're going to go over and see you guys in America very soon. I'm determined to get over there.
Yay!
We
would love that.
So would we. It'd be an honor.
Guys, just got invited to some kind of an event. You want to explain that to us?
Oh, yeah, that one. Is that the psychic show and Parachat, basically? That's what it's called. Yeah, it's there's this Parachat coming up this week, Saturday, and Michelle knew the guys that set it all up and were running it and everything, and they actually messaged us to see if they wanted to come on board as guest speakers. And I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. It's very, it's, even though I'm ex-military, it's still very daunting, standing in front of 300, 400 people talking about the paranormal, and I'm thinking, okay, these guys have been doing it longer than I have. They should be telling me, not the other way around, but Michelle being Michelle, she throws me at the deep end, and yeah, there we go. It's an honour. It is an honour to be a guest speaker. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, and it is very daunting. Very daunting.
Yeah.
So, in your adventures, have you had any kind of encounters that would almost make you run?
I've not had anything that makes me run as of yet, except for my marriage to my ex-wife. That made me run very quick. But other than that, yeah.
That's how it Colby Grange when you were.
There was one time when we was investigating. It's an old World War II RAF watchtower. It was manned by the British and the Americans and the Canadians, I think. And we knew the rumours that someone, it's probably a higher ranking officer, supposed to have thrown a female sergeant down the stairs and killed her. That's a rumour. It's never been corroborated, and so me being me, I think it was about the second investigation I've been on with Michelle, and I went in with all guns blazing, as I normally would do, because I was wet behind the ears, and that I came a cropper on that one, because this person who I was talking, or the spirit that I was talking to, I was calling it out, and for it to come forward, and the next minute I got took to the ground very, very quickly. And I don't go to the ground quickly. I stand my ground all the time. But this took me by surprise, and like I said, within seconds I was on the floor. And I managed to get up and break away. But as I broke away, all I could feel was I was getting angry and agitated, which is not me. I was walking up and down, I was pacing, I was grunting, and so obviously Michelle marched me down the stairs to the first floor, left me there to calm down, but I was still getting more agitated, and she had to actually take me from the building. And as soon as I got out of that building, I was absolutely fine after that. It didn't make me want to run, but it opened my eyes to think, okay, there's not just nice spirits out there, there's some dark ones as well. But to make me run, I don't know. What would make me run? I obviously, being trained in the military, I'm trained not to run.
Yeah.
So I know I was doing an investigation in an abandoned school where I used to live, and totally derelict, run down, and it was me that actually ran towards the spirit. It's the first time I'd ever seen a shadow figure. I'd never seen one before in my life, and it peered round the corner of this wall, and I said to my friend, I said, "What's that?" I said, "There's nobody else in the building." I said, "What has just peered round that corner and shot back the other way?" And he goes, "I don't know." And it come around the corner again. I said, "No, that's it, I'm having it." So I ran full pelt down this corridor. I mean, I must have scared the poor spirit to death again. He must have died twice. But and the strange thing it was there were all the lights hanging down the middle of the hallway, and I hit every single light going down. How it didn't knock me out, I don't know. But my friend came after me about 1.5 minutes later, and every light was perfectly still.
Wow.
And I mean, perfect. As God is my witness, it was all perfectly still, and I've never been able to explain that to this day.
Yeah, me and Chrissy used to live in a house that was haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 shadow people in my son's bedroom.
Oh, wow.
And that was very intimidating.
I can imagine.
But yeah, I didn't run, but it was like confrontation time. That's
a lot of spirits. That is really a lot of spirits.
Yeah.
But what was really strange was when I confronted them,
mm-hmm.
they backed into the wall. Because all you could see was their faces and their eyes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's really strange is if he was in the kitchen or the living room, I walked in there and it just like disappear. It's like they was afraid of me or something. It was really weird. But when I go back out of the room, they reappear. That was strange.
That's it.
That was really scary for us. I mean, it wasn't a matter of fight or flight. It was like, wow, I can't believe that all of these entities. And at that time, I didn't know what a shadow person was or nothing. But I remember seeing them in my son's room that was blacker than the dark room, and you could see their eyes. The eyes were red. And they just backed into the wall, and it was like, "What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me?"
Did your son see them too?
Who what?
Did your son see them as well?
Oh yeah. At that time, his girlfriend came out and told me about it.
Wow.
I've seen them all the time as a teenager in my room.
Oh,
They used to big spoon me in bed. Ask Mom.
Who's that? Who's talking?
My daughter Amy is.
I know. I didn't want to give her hell.
Wow. She's not on camera once again.
I know. our house was really scary. Where and our bedroom was like a circus, more or less. We used to have a cowboy that would come out of the wall and walk between us, step down, and you can hear his boots and everything,
My God.
and you can feel the footprints,
But-
and then he made 2 hours later, he would jump up on the bed, and you can feel the footprints, and you can see them, and you go into the wall. It was strange.
Wow. Wow. It's. I can't imagine that being around my kids, because obviously, like you say, it's that many shadow figures or shadow persons or whatever in your bedroom with red eyes. It's. You got to think then, what can we do? It's they've got more brands, so to speak.
At that point of our lives, we was just initiated into witchcraft, and you're feeling all these emotions run through you, and I think a lot of that was drawn to me because at that time I was still trying to mentally heal from Desert Shield, Desert Storm. So all that anger was drawn, all that negativity toward me, and being a witch, it did not help. I mean, it just amplified everything toward me. So, if I have to think about it, why was it there? It was because of me.
You were the magnet.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And you find out, through your paranormal and I guess spiritual life that you'll find that negativity draws negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Light draws light. And man, I'm telling you, it was there. It was definitely there.
You can have him, Mark. You can just take him.
Wow, that's nice, isn't it?
Well, I would give my daughter away, but she would have gave herself away to Colleen, I think, or something. So.
She must come live with me.
Okay, palm everybody off on everybody else. Get rid of them all.
Mark, Michelle, come on over. I got an open house here, so come on over.
That's fine. That's it. We're all sticks. We'll bring our spirits with us, and we'll all come over.
Perfect. That'll work perfectly.
You guys just came back from a creepy mill. I know Michelle sent me some pictures. I'm going to bring some up.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
There you go. So I guess the pink pen.
Oh, yes. That's, I didn't know you sent these pictures. She kept this one secret. That was, we went there on the Thursday night, and it's called the Creek Tunnels, and they're near Liverpool. And they were originally 18th century smugglers' tunnels, and obviously they were used then. And then fast forward to they were using the Second World War as an ammunition factory, where 200 females would make ammunition for obviously the soldiers, and it was used by the Americans as what was it, like a base, so to speak, to have conferences and things like that. It's a very active place.
Yeah, she sent me some more. Oops.
Oh.
Hang on. Bring it up. There. There we go.
Yeah,
That's the bar area, and sorry.
Did you guys have a drink?
Yeah, I wish. I kept asking the spirit all night, "Can we have a drink?" And he never answered. We had a cup of tea, so that's about as far as it got. But we had quite a bit of activity in that room, and
we had voices in that area, didn't we?
no, we'd not started the investigation yet. We're speaking to the gentleman that looks after the place, Paul, and we get on very well with him. And it was him that gave us the actual tunnels for just me and Michelle for the whole night. So I was very honoured to have that. And we were just talking away before we started the investigation, and we actually heard voices, like two people talking, having a conversation the other side of the bar. But obviously we didn't record it. We didn't get a chance to record it. It was... couldn't hear what they said, but we heard they were talking.
Wow.
Oh no, you can keep that doll, thank you. I don't like that doll. That was I don't know where did you say he got that from?
Did he get it from the house fire?
Yeah, I think he was doing some house clearances, and it was from a devastating house fire, and he picked that up from there. And it's supposed to have an attachment. We don't know if it has or it hasn't. But...
Oh, okay.
It does.
It
Oh,
does.
now
Yeah, of course we have one.
And this one, I think.
That's got an attachment as well. But we didn't work with the dolls. You know, I won't. I'll leave that to Michelle. But they're quite freaky. Some of them dolls down in the tunnels.
Oh.
So the one that was in the fire, Michelle, is that a little girl that's attached to it? Did she die in the fire?
I think it is, yeah. I'm sure that's what it's meant to be attached to it. So I think it is a little girl.
Yeah, it's a little girl that's attached to it.
Oh.
Oh.
And I feel like she died in the fire, and that's why she's attached to the doll.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad, isn't it? What's that?
Oh, this
Oh, I can't even see the picture.
It's a doll in a carriage. And it looks like it's on top of a table or something, maybe?
I can't even remember that one, to be quite honest. I mean, the whole night was all like separated anyway. So Michelle was in a different room to me, so I was actually on my own for most of the part. So I don't know what she picked up, what she did say. But she's just going to pick us up now, and but there's a lot of dolls down there. You know, there must be about 20 or 30 dolls in these tunnels.
Wow.
Yeah. And I tend to stay away from that area because I don't like dolls. I hate dolls. I must admit, you said what would make me run, as if these dolls started walking, I would run.
What time
Oh,
flies
that one.
with rum. Oh, no,
Dolls
this
are
one.
moving.
Creepy.
Oh yeah, that one's freaky.
Yeah,
That really is freaky. That one is. I think that one's. Yeah, the blood coming from his mouth. Yeah. No, you're all right.
Is there like red paint on her? Or
Yeah, it almost looks like lipstick.
I'm not sure if that one's got an attachment. I think that one's just done for effect, but
I
it's
don't
certainly
feel
got an
there's
effect.
anything on her, no. Except lipstick.
I mean, that's where most of the dolls are. Take the dolls out of the way. That room is absolutely lovely. It really is. That table is it's really, really heavy. It's a Victorian table, and I can remember the first time we went there was about 4 of us on that table, and we actually got that table moving.
Wow.
Obviously they're not real candles on there. It's the electric light, battery operated light. They fell off the table, and I've never seen a table that heavy move with just our fingertips on the table. It was unreal.
Wow.
But it didn't happen this time. It was very quiet.
Well, we didn't really take it.
No, we didn't. Well, we got a Welsh flag. I mean, it is near Wales.
Yeah, it's near Wales, to be honest.
It's that's not that picture. Oh, they're what they are. They're the original machines that used to be down there. They used to make the ammunition.
Ah,
So,
gotcha.
Yeah. So that was a drill that used to drill into the round and the bullets and everything else like that. Yeah, that's an old paper, newspapers. Original newspapers as well. They're not fakes or copies. They are original newspapers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they are. It's fantastic. You know, there's a lot of pictures around of certain like war pictures and things like that, and which is pretty good. But It is a nice place to investigate.
Right.
You guys would love it. You really would.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be so much fun.
So what is this?
And it's
Some of the machinery.
yeah, these are just some of the machinery. He never went into detail what each machine did, but they were all part of those tunnels. They're the original to those tunnels as well. And I don't know if we managed to find them, but they're all, like I said, made the ammunition. The women that did that in the Second World War. And
Oh, so this
yeah, that's the whole room. Now, I was in there most of the night, in the dark, on my own, and I tell you, it's quite a foreboding place in the dark. It really is. I had cat walls going off, you know, voices and noises. It was unreal. It was cool. It's yeah. It's oh, that's just a flag.
Wow, it's a cool building though.
There's about 10 different countries' flags hung up there. You know, I think there's obviously United States are there, Germany, France, Great Britain, and I can't remember what the other one were. Poland's up there as well. Spain. But
No, I like this next picture.
yeah, that's crystals or something. I don't know. That's more Michelle's.
Dowsing crystal.
Was it hanging down from something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's on the stone.
You guys will know more than that than I will.
We call it a pendulum.
Yeah.
Pendulum, yeah.
Oh, that's the one. That's pendulum. That's it. It's
Some more machines.
Yeah, more machine.
I think these our pictures or these original pictures. Oh yeah,
Yeah, these are
yeah. These last few they aren't our own pictures. They were taken off the internet, so we could use them when we're advertising us going there. So these aren't our pictures, them ones. But
Mark,
still
were
good
you
though.
in that part of the building though?
Sorry.
Were you in that part of the building though? That last
Yeah,
previous picture?
Yeah, we had access to the whole of the tunnels.
Did you get activity down in that particular portion of the building?
Did I get what? Sorry, you're breaking up. Sorry.
That's okay. Did you get a lot of activity in that previous picture? Did you get a lot of activity down there, like catwalks going off or tripwires?
I mean, I had in that long room with all the equipment in, you know, all the machinery. I had a lot of activity in there, you know. And Michelle, she was in a different part of the building to me.
I got a growl in my ear.
You had a growl in your ear, didn't you? That's a different location. That one. That was where we went on Friday night.
Gotcha.
And that's the Mill Street Barracks. And we was actually invited to go to that one. We wanted to go investigate, and obviously, you know, it's been on our bucket list for well before I met Michelle. And I fell in love with that place when I saw, I think it was Paranormal Lockdown UK with Nick Groff.
Oh,
and him and Katrina Wyman went there, and they got so much activity there, and I thought, I need to go to that place. So obviously, when we was asked if we could go investigate there, obviously we jumped at the chance.
So
You know,
this is the old building of the same building as this one, right?
It is. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah, just different time periods. Obviously, that one was, I'm assuming, from Second World War times. They're not, yeah, they're just the recent pictures.
Good sized building.
It's massive. You know, it's got tunnels.
That's Windleshell Shopping.
Oh, okay. That's we looked. That was going to be our Saturday night investigation. I was going to go there at night time because that's not far from where our hotel was, but it absolutely threw it down with rain, so it got cancelled, unfortunately. So we came home on the Sunday, And we thought, well, we'll go have a look at this. The sun was out, which is typical at the end of the few days away. And we need to go back there and do a paranormal because it's extremely haunted. The Grey Lady. Yeah. Yes. But then everywhere's haunted by a Grey Lady, though. I've noticed this.
Now, what is this?
That's one of the. Is that one of the graves, or what it is the tall building, the little bit that's left, was the remains of an abbey. You know, it wasn't a very big abbey, but it was an abbey back in whenever it was. I can't remember the date for it. And then it fell into disrepair. It got abandoned, and they then just used the whole of this site to just chuck all bodies in. Basically, it's a mass graveyard of people, I think, that weren't like religious or anything like that. They just chucked them in here just to basically get rid of them. Basically, and there's graves on top of graves on top of graves. You can't even walk without, into that location without standing on someone's grave because they're all packed so close together. No paths, nothing. There's hundreds of graves. I've never known anything like it. It is nice. It's lovely. That's the only part of the abbey that's left. I'm assuming it used to be the bell tower. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
But
that's just close to the picture.
That's like a really small
archway. Yeah. That archway is not quite as tall as what you think it is, because that was I had to duck right down because that was level with my chest. The top of that.
Wow.
So that they must have been short in those days, or they've raised the floor a little bit. But yeah, it's not as tall as you think it is.
Wow.
But I don't know what it is. I'm not religious, but I love churches and churchyards. I absolutely think they're absolutely beautiful. The architecture's stunning. And we've got plenty of those in this country, plenty of ruins in this country.
The trees are gorgeous too.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at some of the graves, and obviously some of them are quite upsetting because I think there was one there from a child that was 6 months old, and one at 2 months old as well. And you think, oh.
Now this is outside of the tower that we saw.
Yeah, that's the only bit of the abbey that's left. That's all that's left now.
Oh wow!
It's still a lovely place to visit. It really is. It's so quiet and peaceful.
And the graves actually date back to.
I think we didn't look at all the graves, but I think some dated back to the early 1600s.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Wow.
But like I said, there were quite a lot of child graves, which there would have been in those days. On infant graves, it's quite upsetting, really. But it is a nice place to visit.
Can't really make this one out. Do you mind? Is what I see.
Is that one with that headmistress on it? Or no, it's not that one, is it? No, she's not the headmistress. Oh no, it's not that one. No, it's I can't remember what that one was. But I mean, there's some lovely gravestones. I like to look at the gravestones because there's some absolutely beautiful, stunning graves, isn't there?
Yeah.
The Celtic cross and everything else like that. It's lovely. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What did you take a picture of there?
Probably one of the graves.
Oh, okay. So you not dropped the camera or anything?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you took a picture of.
More graves.
Yeah, I mean, that just probably shows you how close these graves are to each other. There's no path, and I think I spent most of my time saying sorry because I was standing on all the graves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much area to walk around them, for sure.
No, there's nothing to walk around. So we had to walk across the graves, and obviously there's me. I'm apologising every time I stand on a grave. It's
That's seen it. Great.
But
Wow.
I haven't even seen these pictures, you know. No, I haven't. You guys have seen them before I have.
Well, that was pretty cool. That was
Those are
really
cool.
I imagine walking through a cemetery, especially in Great Britain, because Great Britain's been around a lot longer than the United States. So, you know, where are you going when you're dead? You guys are living on an island, you know.
Yeah, we are. You know, it's
have all the faith, you know.
It's amazing, you know. What gets me is how seems to be how unloved these gravestones are. You know, they're not looked after; they're left to like rot away, and some of the gravestones are smashed because of weather and vandalism, and it's heartbreaking. These are people's final resting places.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you wonder why some spirits are restless.
Right.
You know, I mean, how do spirits see things how they were? Do they see things how they are now? I don't. Obviously, I don't know. But if I was looking at that and that was my grave, I would be very upset. I really would.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they do. I mean, especially like in Potter's cemeteries, I've heard them upset about the fact that they don't even have a gravestone with their name on it, because obviously it's a graveyard for people that were very poor. So they're lucky they got a burial place that's to be unmarked, and it's marked, but it's not marked with their name. I've encountered that quite frequently as a medium. Like, I don't even have a name.
Can you imagine, like, when the Black Plague swept through Europe, and they just had to take bodies, people's bodies, and just throw them into graves, and nobody even wanted to hang around because what was going on,
Right.
Mass graves.
Right.
It is sad. I mean,
I know when I was over in Germany, I took a picture of my friends pitching horseshoes, this game that they was playing, and I caught what looked like a Jewish person inside of one of our barracks windows. And our barracks was around during World War II, which is where Rommel trained his troops. And just the image in there, it was like, wow.
Wow.
It's a very surreal image as well, isn't it? We know what happened. We know what they did during the war. It was just diabolical. How they treated the Jews was just. And now I must admit that is one place I would love to visit. I'd love to visit Auschwitz. I really would. It'd be upsetting. Don't get me wrong, but it just to see for yourself. You can't imagine what they went through. It being chucked in those train cars on the journey, no windows, arriving at this big, massive fortification, and well, we only know what happened to them in the camps, don't we? It's just
it's sad. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine unrest that a lot of people feel when they're all of a sudden taken away.
It was just
what happened.
Has anyone heard about the Conjuring House or Conjuring House? Has anyone heard if Jason got it or anything? Because it's a third. I haven't heard anything either.
All I've heard is that still the mystery person still has the bank note, and that now the person that has the bank note now has 30 days to do the same process over again, where it's essentially putting Jackie into foreclosure again. But so I mean, I don't understand the goings on of it, but that's what I heard is that now that the 31st is the deadline, and so now they have another 30 days to put her back in closure again, but it would be her against the person who owns the boat now. So, and she could, I can't remember what they called it, but she could be, like bequeath or not bequeath, but basically hand the deed over to the person, sign the deed over to them, which is what they're, I guess, kind of hoping that she'll do, but she's MIA. She's not back in the States, so.
I mean, I hope, obviously, I hope Jason gets it. I really do, more than anything in this world. The guy's an ultimate legend. To say he didn't want the house in the first place, obviously, but he's doing this for the parent family, and, it's that just, you don't tip your hat to the guy, it's, and to say that he was going to match it dollar for dollar, up to $1 million, that's, it sings a lot, doesn't it? It's,
It does.
I heard it got, was it $150,000? I don't know if it's gone up since then, but that's the last I heard.
It's up to I think up to 300,000 somewhere.
Is it? Oh wow! I'm so behind. It's.
I think it was like 286, and that was like maybe 3 days ago. So it might be higher yet. I don't know.
Right.
Because that mystery buyer or something, wasn't there? Who was going to put was it? I don't know how much he said he was going to put. Was it 400,000 or something?
Yeah, 400 or 500,000.
Yeah.
And I know Jason was saying he even on his podcast, one of his podcasts, he hated the fact that he didn't know who the mystery person was, because he's like, once this is done and over with, if we don't get the house, everyone gets their money back. So, and Chrissy and I were talking about that on the last podcast too.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about? I just read something which I thought was interesting, and I lean 80% towards they shouldn't do it, but 20% it would be interesting to do an investigation. But have you heard the it's U.S. Ghost Adventures is now opening up, I guess, downtown Lahaina where the fires were, to do investigations. I thought, well, that's a little too soon, I think, for.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I was kind of they're getting some bad press, and so I was reading that article, and I thought, I don't know that that's a really good idea right now. People are still trying to rebuild their lives from those fires, and that's kind of tacky.
It's a bit too early, a bit too raw. It's just, nah. I wouldn't be comfortable with that myself personally, but each to their own.
I wouldn't either. So many people lost their lives there, and it's very sad, but I just think that the timing is not right. That's just not appropriate.
No, and I sometimes wonder, would there ever be an appropriate time? I don't know. We all have different morals and that, don't we? It's all different, but I wouldn't do it myself personally.
And the thing is they're opening up to the public to do public investigations. It would be like a guided tour, and then you go in and use equipment to do the investigation. So it's not like it's a team. No. Going in there like 14, for instance, and being able to rent it out and being able to do the investigation. It's more like a guided tour and during the investigation. So it's not, again, it's kind of that greed aspect for it. It's for money.
It's horrible, and is that what it's all come down to now? Just money,
Yeah.
And I find it very disrespectful, maybe insulting. I don't know what the word is to use, but I don't like people that are in it for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. I try and keep it as nice as I can, but without going off the rails a little bit. But I don't know. And I hope I just hope like I said, with the Conjuring House, it goes to the right people,
Right.
not people that want to charge you $3,000-$4,000 per
Right.
night or whatever it is. I mean, I don't know what it is. That's just a ballpark, but it's just, not everyone can afford that. It's the same over here as well. We have properties where they ask for £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 to investigate for
Wow.
like 6 hours, and I'm thinking, unless you're a big company, who can afford that?
Right. You'd have to have multiple teams, and then it becomes too saturated. When you have too many people in an investigation, you can't too much. What do you want to call it? Contamination, where you're not able to determine what's actually, physical and what's not physical.
Exactly. You need people there for the energy, obviously, but like you say, to have that many people there to make it affordable, like you say, it's just not.
Right.
You like say that cross contamination of everything. You can hear
Right.
other people's voices in other rooms, and it just, it's.
We've had that
No,
before, haven't we?
we've had that many times before on investigations. We're doing either an EVP or something like that, and all you get then is, oh, there's voices. No, it's people in the next room. I thought, for God's sake, and it's just, it ruins it.
It does, yeah. Because I did an investigation of a concert venue in Tucson, Arizona, called Fox Theater, and I was lucky enough that because my husband's in the music business, I was able to go in there with him and be backstage, and I knew exactly who the entities were prior to walking in to this particular guided tour that they had. But they did it so poorly in the sense of being able to break us up. Like they had a group in the theater, the actual theater sitting area where the general public would sit, and they had a group of us backstage investigating back there, but the sound carries. And so like the one woman came in and she yelled at our team to stop talking, and it's like, but we're doing an investigation.
What are you supposed to do? Just sit there quietly. It's
sit there quietly. Okay. So you're contaminating the theaters in evidence, and I'm like, you're contaminating the backstage area, so I could easily say the same thing to you.
Oh my God, and it's just then it becomes all out war. But it's no, I don't like this greed. I really don't like it.
Right.
Is it going to get any better? That's what I want. Is it going to get any better, or is it just going to get worse?
Yeah, true. I know.
We do have, Colleen and I found someone to go with you on the podcast when we do the UK versus USA. We interviewed 13th Floor last week and was very impressed with them and had a really good vibe. And they're willing to come on and talk about the paranormal in 2 different countries.
Right.
On how everybody,
Awesome.
Perspectives and everything. So yeah.
Techniques that might differ from one country to the next, things like that.
Oh, that'd be good.
That'd be great.
It really would be. And I always like to talk to different people, about, how they investigate. It differs from country to country. It differs from, people in this country. We all differ. We, like I said before, we all investigate differently. But it's all that learning curve, isn't it? We can learn from each other and grow.
Well, Dennis reminds me so much of yourself, Mark.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
you two probably
That's a bad idea.
you two are like 2 peas in a pod.
You guys are.
And meeting Red and I was like, oh, that'd be perfect for each other to go head to head, because they're pretty awesome. And you guys are awesome.
And they're a husband-wife duo too, like you guys. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was cool because you have two that are, you guys are both husband and wife duos, and then you guys can communicate, talk about the different things. I thought that was awesome.
No, we're not quite married yet. We're not married yet.
Not quite yet.
Don't give her ideas, please. No.
Well, when do you get put a ring on that finger?
We are engaged. We're engaged to be married, obviously. Unfortunately, she's still trying to get a divorce from her ex-husband. He's proving very awkward. To say a lesser word, but it's once they're divorced, we're going to let the dust settle a bit, and then we're going to think about getting married. Hopefully, within the next 12 to 18 months. Hopefully, all being well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I had that happen with my husband that I'm married to now. She dragged her feet too, so I totally understand that as well. For some reason, she wanted to sign the divorce decree on their 30th wedding anniversary, the date that they got married, and I thought that was hilarious because I don't know if they do that in the UK or not, but it doesn't matter what date you sign the paperwork. It's the date that the judge stamps that you're divorced. So So she had to go and have February 14th. She wanted to have February 14th, on the divorce decree, and it actually got granted on the 20th. So it was justice for making us wait so long too.
Yeah, it's. But you never know. We might get married, and we'll come and have a honeymoon. Over and see you guys.
That'd be nice,
Perfect.
wouldn't
Hey, yeah.
There you go.
it?
Yeah.
We can all have a party. But
That's right.
it's
Come to Arizona, and I'll take you to Tombstone. You can check out Tombstone, and we got some good haunts down here.
That's it, right? I'll stop. I'll get my passport ready now. Then and we'll start preparing for it, and then we'll.
Go for me.
Yeah, you've done it now. We'll be over there soon. Now that's
Good.
it.
I think you should.
I think in Iowa and Nebraska, I know we have the Axe Murder House, which is probably
Yes, I've heard of that.
And so, we don't have nothing else around here, do we, Nick?
There's, you mean as far as haunted buildings?
Yeah.
No, there's, you have the train tracks
Waverly.
by Quad Cities with the kids in the handprints.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
There's the Black Angel statue that cries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in Iowa City.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 more.
Well, no, there's 13 steps.
Yeah, you have the 13 steps. We have the Devil's Staircase here in Nebraska.
Yeah.
We have the Weeping Angel, but she's on a private property cemetery, and the family does not give permission anymore.
Oh, shoot.
But we have there's a suburb south of us that the original town square was a 1-bedroom schoolhouse that had the teacher had a psychotic break.
Ooh.
And she took the lives of all of her students and then tried to hide them under a bridge into the creek.
Oh,
and
wow.
So
I forgot about that one. Yeah. I guess we do
the
talk
Rainbow
about
Bridge, where you hear heartbeats. And then the part of our, the city hall there is the classroom where they've converted it, but they still do tours. And then Art District, built in the 1860s, has a lot of activity. Really funnily enough, there's an adult store there that I used to work at that did have paranormal activity because it had smugglers' tunnels underneath.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, really? Wow.
And then we have the old there's an old Mormon encampment from when they were founding the cities, and then the military barracks from World War One and Two.
Oh yes.
And then there's a bunch. We had a huge fire in the 1860s that took out half the town. So there's a general level of paranormal activity, and then that same area got hit in 1913 by the Easter Sunday tornado.
Well, there's also Powdertown too, where we're from, our hometown, that is haunted as well.
I won't go there. I won't go there.
Been there. We won't go back.
I won't go there.
I guess we have a lot of hauntings in the Midwest, really.
There's a haunted college and a haunted theater too, but those are further out. They have the college has a haunted emblem, A girl jumped out of the window of her dormitory and landed on like their seal. So they have like a whole thing with that. And then there's um my hometown has
Thank you.
a haunted like theater, like play theater, where the lights came down on a couple people. And
Wow,
there's a
sounds
woman
very Phantom of the
seen-
Opera.
Yeah,
It does, doesn't it?
and
Yes.
there's a woman that's seen crying, and she walks around backstage and up in the Catskill.
I wonder how many hauntings or haunting places there are in the United States.
It's
That
hard
would
to
be
track.
cool to find out.
That would
It's
be
hard to
cool
track
find
because
out.
you have like, is this like a verified and like well documented
True.
haunted place?
Yeah.
Is this a forgotten haunted place, or is this somebody's home and they have paranormal activity?
Right.
And
Yeah.
like, you might tell a couple friends or parishioners, whatnot, but like, not a lot of people go out of their way to like be like, yeah, I verifiably live in a haunted house. Like, come into my actual private residence now.
Right.
Okay. Wow, it's. I mean, you like I said, you guys have got some fascinating places over there. You know, all up and down the country. It's just we want to come there. You want to come here.
I know,
it's
exactly.
It says that we have tens of thousands of places that is considered haunted in the United States.
Wow.
And a majority of that is because the American natives cursed a lot of our lands when they was driven out, when all the lands was stolen from them, which I don't blame them. I'd get
Well, I
upset
don't.
too.
Well, there's
Yeah,
that.
in-
There's, you know,
in the
all of the
UK,
wars.
in the UK, it says there's no official count, but the UK has hundreds, if not thousands, of locations.
Wow.
Yeah, we do. We have one or two.
Maybe. Well, that's like the to your point, Chris. That's like gosh, I can't think of the name of the canyon right now because where the Sharon Tate murders took place. If you look at all, and I was very honored and blessed to be able to investigate the Omen house, which is 3 doors down from the Sharon Tate house, and there is residual imprinted energy from those murders for sure, and those houses experience it, even though the person that did buy the house tore down absolutely everything on the property and even shoveled dirt off the land to try to stop the imprint of it. It still occurred. You just can't.
It's still haunted.
Yeah.
There's
So
still
he
a lot of
gets
activity.
yeah. So he gets quite a bit in his house, and it's very interesting to like I did an Estes box session in there. And prior to the Estes box session, I kept feeling like as if, not to be graphic, but like the innards of my stomach were being yanked out.
Mhm.
And it was the weirdest feeling in the world. I mean, it was like debilitating at one point during the investigation. I had to leave and I had to go upstairs and get out of that area. But yeah, I could only think that was like maybe like Sharon Tate's baby, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, is Amy still there or is she asleep?
She went upstairs.
No, I was going to have her tell the story about her touching the black angel. Everybody thought she was going to die.
Oh.
She was touching it, but she survived, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn
My
it.
God. It's like, curse you. You know, it's how dare you?
No, I love her.
She gets teased a lot, but she teases right back. She gives it as good as she gets.
Right.
You have to, you know. It's that's like Michelle with me. She gives as good as she gets. She really does. She keeps me on my toes. But
Mark and Michelle, is there anything else you would like to add about your team before we end the live?
No, not except the fact that I've got the best team in the world. But other than that, no, it's.
We're just starting to get loads of merchandise now as well.
We are. We're starting to take Darkside to new heights now as best we can. I want to not only become the best in the UK, but come further afield. And I know I've got a lot of people to go up against, but it's it is difficult. We're trying to do the best we can. Have a good time doing it, get as good evidence as we can possibly get, without people saying, "Oh, well, this, oh, it's fake and rubbish and all that kind of stuff." And it is hard because I've thought 2 or 3 times now to think, is it worth it? Sometimes, because of all the backlash you do get.
Right.
But I do love it. I do want to go further. I do want to come over to the States, at some point, and not just see you guys, but obviously you've got so much good stuff over there. I want to come and investigate. I really do.
Hey, we can go together. We can all go together.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that.
I would love that. It'd be an honor. It would be an honor.
Yeah. Well, Meeting Red and I cannot wait until you come on with 13th Floor, because I think you two would just vibe really, really well together. So probably in the springtime, probably January, February, maybe, I don't know, around there. But yeah.
No, and I'd love to. we get on with most people. We always do. We're so laid back. We will get on with people, and and if it's to do with the paranormal, it's even better. But like I say, we'll have to look them up. And are they on YouTube and things like that?
Yes, they are. What's it called? 13th Floor Paranormal Production
Media. It's 13th Floor Haunted Media.
There you go. Haunted Media.
It's not when you first hear about it, you think maybe it's like a radio station or something, but it's not. It's not a radio show or anything like that. That's just what they call them. It's a team. That's just what they call them. And I know they have Ken, who is their partner as well. He's hilarious. I mean,
yes,
you guys would just have so much fun together. I just can't wait. I think it'd be great, actually. But unfortunately, we have to go. Stay on for just a few minutes till we get out, okay?
Absolutely. It's thank you.
And to the audience, subscribe and share and like. But don't forget to subscribe.
Absolutely.